Stepped on the scene, dripped in saline. Whole crew shining, call me Mr. Clean. Came in from the back, walked right to the front. Dancing to the music, smoking on the. Got the women smiling, punk grilling me, looking all dusty. Black Force energy, I don't even drink, but the team pop bottles. Not here for the beef, but the Glock holds hollows. Think I'm cocky, but I think I'm worse. In this flexing like a Mr. Universe.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Robert Helenius tests positive for a banned substance. So Robert Helenius was a last-minute replacement for Anthony Joshua on August 12th after Dillian White tested positive for a banned substance. And so, unfortunately, the same thing happens to Robert Helenius. However, Robert Helenius was able to fight Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua knocked him out in, I think, like the 8th round or something like that. So here's the statement from Matchroom. Robert Helenius update. Today, the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association, VADA, has informed Matchroom and the British Boxing Board of Control that Robert Helenius has returned an adverse analytical finding as part of a random anti-doping protocol. Helenius was voluntarily tested on Friday, 11th of August, before the heavyweight fighter's defeat by Anthony Joshua in London on Saturday, August 12th. The result was made known to Matchroom today. Matchroom defers to the relevant regulatory authorities on the next steps. We vehemently continue to support voluntary anti-doping testing. We are committed to promoting a clean and fair sport for all athletes. Here's the kicker. We will not be making any further comment. So that's what Matchroom had to say. Robert Helenius wanted to take to social media to clear his name. So this is what Robert Helenius had to say about testing positive. So Robert Helenius stated, I want to say something very clear in my own words right now with absolutely no exception. I did not use any performance enhancement now or ever. I have been tested my entire career. I was just told that I tested positive for the presence of a non-steroid substance in my system, and I wanted to send an immediate direct message to Anthony Joshua and the boxing fans that I didn't cheat and never would. I volunteer to work with VADA and the BBBFC to do whatever it takes to clear my name. That's what Robert Helenius had to say. But, of course, it wouldn't be a situation without finding out what Derek Chisora thinks. I don't know if you recall Dave Chappelle. He had like this not a sketch, but during one of his comedy shows, he said, we don't care about what Jar thinks. Something happens and they say, well, let's find out what Jar thinks on this, right? So what we're doing is we're going to find out what Derek Chisora thinks on this. And let's see what Derek Chisora has to say about Helenius popping positive.
Amazing show.
Derek, just lastly, Robert Helenius failed a VADA test. What do you think?
You know, the thing is, that VADA test came out on Sunday. Got test on Friday, innit?
And it came out one day after the fight, so.
Oh, maybe it came out because after the same to do the match, the test, you get tested, yeah.
Yeah.
And the testers get in the car, go to the lab straight away. They don't drive around in the car with them tests. They don't go to their house with them tests. Yeah? They test you, they seal it, they put it in the bag, and they go to the lab. Yeah? So what day did they have the result? It was not like 7 days, what day? And then you do the max. 2 people fell the drug test straight away. So now he cannot phone people and say, listen, I'm canceling the show. You can't do the show now. Because we already jumped on the scales. He has to pay us now. Understand? He has to refund all the tickets people bought. Do the maths, bro. Eddie knew before we both found out this from yesterday.
That's a fact.
Thank you. Bet you money you knew. But kudos to Eddie. That's called smart. It's called business. Because if he cancels the show, he has to refund everybody's money. I get it. It's business. You know, don't. I don't hate Eddie on that. I'm fucking happy he does that. But
Derek,
don't fucking lie to us. That's
I
what
feel him. I feel him.
You said just don't lie to us in that end. So that's what Derek Chisora had to say. All right, I'll turn over to you, Trill Dollar Bill. What's your reaction to Robert Helenius testing positive for a banned substance?
It
And
didn't help him. Still didn't help him. Still got sparked out. And actually, you know what? When I first heard it, I was like, oh, I can see it, because he just had a fight in the turnaround time. He probably do a little something in there in his Gatorade, a little extra shot of boost or something for that turbo zang in his Gatorade to give him a little something because he was just that quick turnaround time. But he just got sparked out by Wilder, so he was feeling a little. He was like, "Now I'm going in there with AJ. Give me something. Give me some of that big farmer that you got. Not all of it. Not all of it. Give me something. You know what I'm saying?" And that's what happened. The show went on, man. Good thing, man, that AJ, was got that guy out of there. And shout out to AJ.
all right, G.
Yeah, I believe Robert Helenius is telling the truth. I don't think he intentionally took anything to cheat AJ. Nah, the only reason why I'm thinking this is because even though I think all of these guys cheat, but with this fight, I'm being honest, yo. Watching that fight, yo, he literally had his chin up for sale. So I think he was going in there like, man, listen, I'm going to lose anyway, so it ain't that serious. And the fact that this guy made such a big deal about the gloves before the fight, it's like, come on, man. You got to be a dude with no integrity, knowing that you cheating, but you going ham, like in an uproar about AJ's gloves. So I have to believe this guy, like, it's just, I don't know, man. I just feel like you have to have some form of.
Go ahead, bro.
He could have thought that he wasn't going to get caught on the drug joint.
Maybe. Steroids don't help your chin, bro.
Yeah,
Nah, but they're saying it wasn't a steroid, though, right? So if it wasn't a steroid, there was still probably some type of performance enhancement that he knows he's not supposed to take, right? So maybe it could have been like something in his pre-workout or something that he wasn't aware of, right? It could be that. But what I found strange was the fact that VADA notified them, after the fight. And I'm like, that don't make any sense. Like, the fight is on Saturday. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But you're not going to announce it till after the fight. Wouldn't you announce that before the fight? But what my man Chisora said was like, Eddie already knew. But they're probably like, man, do I really want to cancel this fight and refund people money and all that? He probably went like, yo, AJ, listen, the dude got bopped for being dirty. What you want to do? And AJ was like, bro, you think we didn't know he was already dirty? The whole division's dirty. So they're like, all right, say less. Like, come on, think about it. Let's just say he was dirty intentionally. This is the performance that you showed on drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I would hate to see you clean, bro. Like, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's despicable, man. These guys, yo, it's just wild, yo. Like, you got, who's your drug dealer? I need to talk to him. You know what I mean? Because, bro, that performance was trash. So I have to believe Helenius is telling the truth. Like, he didn't intentionally take anything for this fight because that performance was subpar at best.
I think I saw something that said he took like clomiphene or something like that. I don't know what it does, but look, do I believe that this man was on a performance enhancer? Yes, I do. He did just fight like immediately before the fight with Anthony Joshua. So it makes me wonder if that fight had drug testing, and if it didn't, he probably thought, yeah, I'm gonna juice up, beat up this dude and get my confidence back. And then he got called into the fight with AJ, which was an unexpected opportunity for him. So he took it and was probably hoping that this stuff rid his system, and then he popped positive. So he popped positive on August 11th, and then he fights Anthony Joshua on August 12th. It's scary times in boxing because people are popping positive and still being able to fight without their opponents knowing that they pop positive. So, Genie, you made the assumption that Anthony Joshua knew, but I'm not certain that he knew. The same situation with Alicia Bumgarner, her opponent, where I'm not saying that I think Alicia Bumgarner took anything, but my point is her opponent was never notified of the positive drug test or given the option as to whether or not she wanted to continue with the fight or pull out of the fight. And so I think we're reaching dangerous times in boxing where it's almost like it needs to be mandatory that you notify the opponent immediately upon receiving the results and give them the option of whether or not they want to withdraw from the fight. Because I just think that it's shady. When you enter drug testing protocol, you think that if someone tests positive, you're going to know immediately in that you're going to have the option of not fighting that person, and it just doesn't seem like it's that way. I hope AJ was informed, but if AJ comes out and says he wasn't informed, then, what was the point in replacing Dillian White at this point? What was the point in replacing Dillian? You might as well have just gone with Dillian and kept the show going, and he could have did it on British pay-per-view and made more money for taking the risk. So that's just my take on it. I really hope that we get some clarity on these notification protocols, because if everyone's just going to be able to juice up and then have the fight and then later on come out and say, I'm never taking anything and I declare my innocence, like we're about to just be in a world of trouble.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. Stop fighting dirty, guys. Be clean. It's the Boxing Bro.
And blame Eddie.
I feel it in my